Welcome back to I lost my job as a television producer and I'm trying to resell thrifted finds to generate income.
Found something here at the Goodwill that I could really use. That's like somebody's full circle moment right there.
At the time of recording this, here's how many active listings I have. And here is how many pieces of product that I've sold since starting. I'm calling it pop. I just made that up. Okay. And of course, this is the part where I tell you how much actual income I've generated so far. And of course, I do have a number. Here it is. But to be totally honest, I've been pretty aggressively just reinvesting everything back into the business. And I've been putting everything on a very detailed spreadsheet so that I know 100% that I'm in the black, just not that far into the black. In this video, you're gonna see what I've been spending my money on. You chime in to let me know if you think I'm doing a good job or not.
This week is gonna be a big week. I'm gearing up to go to the bins.
You gotta get some knowledge under your belt and then get back out there and give it another go.
Be sure to stay to the end of this video where I'm gonna be breaking out my cheat sheet. Everything you need to know is inside the manila folder. It's the part where I get real about everything I've been learning so far. Also, there's a handful of affiliate links in the description below, some of the basic equipment I'm using to make my videos, as well as some very basic shipping supplies that you're gonna see me using in this video. If this is stuff that you're already gonna buy or you're interested in, click that link, help me out a little bit, check out my products. I think it'll help. I don't know yet, this is all new territory for me. I'm just giving it a shot. Thank you all for continuing to support my journey so far. Please consider subscribing if you haven't, and let's get to work. One of my original takeaways for my first video was to get extremely organized when it comes to shipping, and I'm afraid that I'm not heeding my own advice here, because you know, on the plus side, I've been selling items. I did have a little bit of a stockpile of some boxes from Amazon that have come, and I've just sort of put them off to the side. A little bit of bubble wrap that we had. Another hack that I found for boxes so far, in Goodwill, when you buy an item, I've noticed, at least at my Goodwill over here, when you're walking out the door, they have a section of boxes. And that is your opportunity, if you've thrifted something, to kind of like pick a little box for your item, which is exactly what I did. I found a VCR DVD combo. This is when like watching like content of other resellers really pays off. I found a Sony one at the thrift store, Goodwill, for $12. And I knew instantly, I'm like, okay, that's a clean combo unit and it's a Sony. I listed this and I'm not even joking, within an hour, this thing was sold. I wanted this sucker to move. So I priced it $75. I knew that was a good price, especially for like a tested unit. Also yesterday, I had a box of a bunch of old tech that my parents dropped off at my house a while ago, and in it was one of their Panasonic Lumix point-and-shoot cameras from, I don't know, 2007 or something, and I know those do well. So I posted that also yesterday, and that also sold within 2 hours. That one I sold for like 50 bucks. And so that one I was able to ship out immediately because I had the perfect size box. But the VCR, I have the perfect size box, but I've run out of bubble wrap. And I know a lot of people talk about how they source bubble wrap, and everybody's like, I get it for free from my godmother. She gives it to me after every time she opens up all of the old things that she gets. I don't have any right now, and I need some right now. So we're on a supply run right now. Here, the first location is I have to drop off this cardboard. It's a bunch of cardboard. My daughter, it was her 3rd birthday, and we got her a Power Wheel, and I was up till 3 a.m. putting together a Trolls-themed, the movie Trolls-themed Power Wheel. And of course, I chopped up all this cardboard and I threw it in the car here. But the hack here is that I've been to this recycling center. There are dumpsters full of cardboard. I'm gonna try to pluck some nice cardboard out of this dumpster, and then after that we have to go to like Office Depot or something, and also I don't actually have like a tape gun or like a tape dispenser, which is a pain in the butt. And you can tell that it's a recycling center by the fact that there's a flurry of working trucks coming in and going, and here comes my little civilian car. Okay, there's the dumpsters right there. Those are your dumpsters. I just grabbed a whole box full of like wine boxes. I don't know if those are gonna be good. If they're not, I'll just take them back. Their shack.
These big ones are buy two, get one free. These ones are 10 bucks. Buy two, get one free. They're pretty small though. By the way, are you also like me? Is it when you pick out an item off the shelf, you don't pick the one that's closest to the aisle. You go back into the rack to go for one deeper in, right? Like, I'm not gonna be the sucker that gets this one that everybody's been touching. Okay, I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna do something they didn't think I was gonna do. I'm gonna go back and get one of those. Nobody's been touching that one. Okay? You're not gonna get one over on me. My gun with tax was like $80 something, $87 or something, which is crazy just for like bubble wrap. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I need to wrap a whole VCR. So here's the DVD VCR combo. All right, there you go. VCR is all packed up in there. I had some foam corners that I put in there, pieces of foam. It's not going anywhere. My little thank you note on top. 19 and a half. Okay, I dropped off my packages for the day at the post office, and I need to go home and edit a video here, but couldn't help myself. Have to stop at this Goodwill. There's another Sony. It's like a home theater system. It's $18. That would be an item we check the sell-through rate on. Okay, so nothing crazy in there, but you have to go look. I have to go edit this video right now, and I gotta make sure I'm smart about my time, because, you know, I got a little one here, and I only have windows of time that I can actually work. All right, bagging and tagging. Polaroid Sun 660. Bought this for $5 at the thrift store. Selling it for $55 plus shipping. This is one that I definitely paid attention to sell-through rate. All right, here we go. Bagged and tagged, baby. Bagged and tagged. Sold the second Polaroid today. This one was the Polaroid One Step that I had listed for $25. So this one sold for $25. The last one earlier today sold for $55. Let's bag it and tag it. One of you people watching my videos actually reached out about giving me a thermal printer, which is like mind-blowingly nice. Everybody, we got more bagging, more tagging to do today. On Depop, I sold this shirt right here. This really cool Michigan hiking shirt. It says "Great minds think a hike." The other item, this LL Bean flannel, $17 plus shipping. That one hurts a little bit, because that one I think I bought for maybe $13 or something. And it was only listed for a short period of time. So it's like very clearly, I just need to let things like sit a little longer. I have now just switched over to my professional camera, you know, my DSLR camera. Normally I've been filming everything, a lot of these videos, except for the intro and outro, on my phone. I find when I use my big camera, if I'm taking it out into the world, I'm like getting in my head as like a filmmaker, and I'm trying to set up shots, and it's this big camera, and you've got to run audio, and you're thinking about tripods, and that's one of the things that's held me back from making a lot of videos in the past, is that like I just get too caught up in the filmmaking process and not enough in like just cranking them out. Let me know what you like. Is this better for you? Do you like watching me shoot on this? Do you not care? I'd love to know. Anyway, I got a bunch of stuff I'm gonna list tonight. I've set this up so I can take the listing photos on my phone. We got Panasonic CD player, $326 at Goodwill, and I got the headphones. I got that VHS-C camera. This turns on, the battery charges. I'm gonna actually pop a VHS-C tape in here, film a test with it, digitize it, and then put it in my eBay listing. So hopefully that gives me a leg up. Most people probably aren't doing that. I got a way to digitize this. I'll show you how I'm gonna do it right now. Also got this Xbox controller. It's a nice controller though. And I think it was at the Goodwill for $5. And I got this printer. I picked up a Brother laser printer. It's a very high quality printer. I know the Brother printers are desirable. It's $12. From what I can tell, like $100 or $70 is a safe bet. I gotta get on this. I wanna make sure if I get a bunch of stuff at the bins that I actually have everything here listed. Keep this baby on the tracks.
Did my due diligence on this printer. Total pages printed, 3,000. It's a nice readout.
With this VHS-C camera, it was $656. Mechanically it works. So I'm gonna pop a tape in it. I'm gonna just film a little sheet that just says tested working with the date, digitize the tape really fast, and then I'll include the actual tape with the purchase as a bonus, include the video clip in the listing, so that way everybody knows it's working, everything's good, right? You with me? See, it still opens. Take my tape. Now we're ready to record. All right, this is testing. Testing 1, 2, this is the audio, and then you can see the video there. Pull the tape out, put it inside of a big VHS.
And you just shut it, put it in there in the VCR, just like that. Instead of hooking your VCR up to a TV, you want to go into this device right here, or something like it. This is pretty cheap online, honestly. Basically, it goes the yellow, red, and white coming out of your VCR. It goes into this device, and then you plug the other end, a USB cable, into your computer. There you go. Out of the back of the VCR, goes into this device. The device has a USB on the other end. You plug it into your computer. I have this actual capture software on my computer that was free. We have to hit record, right? Because we want to record this clip. Turn this on, hit play. All right, this is testing. Testing 1, 2, this is the audio, and then you can see the video there.
It does look like there's like a little bit of like haloing in that camera. I don't know, it kind of looks cool actually. It's a good feeling when you finally get to the finish line and you click listed, baby. And there it goes, it's online. People can see it, people can go and buy it. All right, we at the Goodwill. They have a lot of old ornaments here. See these old ornaments from 1996. $12 as is, but Sonys are good. We know Sonys are good. Sony PS2 remote, PS2/DVD remote. Olympus Super Zoom 2800. We've got a vintage 90s J. Crew. Or like a mid-length, $14. When I go into thrift stores now, I'm trying to like think about like what have I been selling that sells really well and try to source more of that. I knew it said as is, so I knew I was taking a bit of a risk on it. It's not wanting to play that disc. This thing was cool. It was $12. It was a bad buy, honestly. This is just part of it. You just get kind of burned a little bit on electronics. I know golf stuff does well, and I saw this little Odyssey, like a putter head. Also, I'm wondering if anybody, I know this scale that I'm using is a very popular scale. It's an Accutech scale. I keep having issues. I already replaced the batteries. What is happening to my scale? And sometimes this number is jumping around like crazy. There you go. See, if you know what's wrong with this, please tell me, because I need to fix this, and it's just really frustrating.
All right, well, we're headed to the Goodwill bins today. The wait is over. It's time to try to go source some products at the bins. I was successful in getting everything that I've purchased so far up and listed. I got everything plugged into my spreadsheet, which has taken a lot of time because I wasn't really doing that in the beginning, is worrying about a spreadsheet. It's my understanding that at the bins, usually you pay by the pound. So, and usually different items have a different cost, you know, per pound.
There's a little mountain khaki shirt.
feel like this is actually a pretty nice boombox, but it's just like, how do you test? You can't test it, can you? Xbox controller. I don't know.
I don't know enough about plushes yet to know if those are good. So you weigh that part?
Yeah, weighs 8 times.
First experience in the bins. I actually had to kind of leave because, I mean, I was there for a while. Several rotations of new bins, but I touched something that had cat dander on it or something, and I was sneezing like crazy in there. I don't know, is that something that happens? It's definitely, the price is right. I think I spent $20 or so. Several good items. Let's take a look. This was like $3. It doesn't have the power cord, but it does have the remote, which is nice. This is like a monitor stand. The brand is Poppin'. And we actually have a Poppin' filing cabinet in our office upstairs, and I actually have this exact monitor stand. This was expensive when we bought this. I want to say this was like 40 or 50 bucks. And I need a monitor stand for like my little basement computer, so I got that. Kind of excited about this. Eddie Bauer. It was listed for $9.83. That's obviously not the price I paid. 100% wool, but it was like, I don't know, $1 or something. This is a cool brand. I've noticed this. I'm not sure exactly if this is a woman's. This is I don't know if it's Geary or Jeary. Made in the USA. This is a vest. Geary Sports Company. Like a little, maybe like a down vest. Nike Air shirt. It's not the season for it, but I got just a men's Nike tank top. A Lucky Brand sweater. Again, no idea. It's small. I think it's a women's. This is a mountain khaki shirt. Like Champro sports equipment. Old school, like men's workout shorts, like soccer shorts. Tony Stewart NASCAR shirt. This is a cool old school Nike long sleeve XL. It's got like the bigger collar on it, nice wear on it. It says Michigan State Hockey on it. Also got an Xbox controller. It's just like everything with reselling and also everything in life. It's like you gotta slow roll into it. You gotta gain a little bit of knowledge. You gotta get some knowledge under your belt and then go back at it with more of a plan. I washed my hands, by the way, and sanitized my hands. So I'm touching my face, but I already washed my hands. At this location, what they do is every half hour, they trade out a handful of bins. And when they trade out the bins with new bins, everybody has to like go off to the side, which I didn't realize. That happened and everybody else like left the whole floor and I was still sitting there shopping and I looked around and I realized like, oh, nobody else, people were looking at me like, this freaking guy. That was kind of a rookie move, whatever. Second thing that I did was when they roll the new bins out, everybody kind of is sitting there waiting, watching them roll the new bins out. And then once they give the go ahead, everybody kind of walks briskly. It's pretty like civil, you know. But people do walk briskly over to the new bins and they start rummaging through them quickly. And I brought my cart over there. That's also a big no-no. You're not supposed to bring your cart over to the new bins because everybody's gathering there and it gets in everybody's way and that makes them mad. Anyhow, how did I do in there? How were my purchases? I think not great, probably. Like I spent a total, everything I just showed you, I spent like $20 on it. So that's like pretty good, you know? It was good. Definitely would come back for sure. Definitely would come back. Now I know how it works. But let's take all of my products home and process them. Also, I'm gonna go to another thrift store, I think, really quick, because I have some time. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Okay, I think bingo here, guys. Going up and looking at the coats here, and I see our little friend, the fox, and checking out this coat right here. This is a woman's XL. It's $16. Karuna padded parka. Sell-through rate's good. Comps are like $100. This is $16, $18. Remember we said last time, if it's more than $15, we gotta really research it. So I did that. I'm doing that. Next, we're gonna just look at the condition of this. Pockets look good. Yeah. Yep. All right, we got some Carhartt over here. Now I have a Carhartt t-shirt and a Carhartt long sleeve listed. They just sit. I don't think I'm buying the right Carhartt stuff, you know? Sweatshirt, men's large, it's $8. The outerwear looking good today. There's also this REI windbreaker, large, $6. It's a very special night because about an hour ago, I sold my Panasonic transcribing machine. Sold. If you were the person that bought this item, please comment. I think you did a good job with that. I'm proud of you. A couple things with this transcriber. When I first bought it, I posted on my first video me listening back to the little tape that was in it. I'm gonna include that tape for the person that bought this. It's only right that I include the tape. However, some of you have mentioned, hey, if you took that tape and digitized it, like, I'd listen to it. So before we bag and tag this thing, I'm gonna bust this thing out one more time. We're gonna plug it in and I'm gonna digitize that tape. This is such a nice unit, guys. I mean, the unit is nice. This I use for everything. My Zoom H6 recorder. This thing is fantastic. It comes with different heads that you can put on it. So I could just literally just put it up right next to the speaker on this thing and just record it that way. But I like to get a little fancier with this. Here's the unit, of course. You guys remember the unit. And there's like a little output right here. I went right from the output into my recorder, and then there's a line out on my recorder right here, so we can monitor what's coming through there. Yeah, we're gonna get a clean recording of this tape. I mean, wouldn't it be sweet if I had this unit here and then I mounted it to the wall right there and I just made little voice memos and stuff to people? They would be confused by it, I think. Actually, I think everyone would be confused. I think I'm confused by it, but I want to do it because I think it would be sweet.
And now it's time for the world-famous segment I call the cheat sheet. This is where I get real about everything I'm learning so far. When in doubt, turn to the manila folder. First thing I'm learning, you can't totally rely on just going to one source to get your product. I've been going to a lot of thrift stores. Of course, everybody's been saying, hit the bins up, hit garage sales up, hit flea markets up. I hear you all. It's not garage sale season for me right now. Of course, I just tried the bins. What I'm learning definitely is you have to diversify. I need to be better about my circuit, I'll call it, of the stores that I'm going to, but be more strategic about which days I'm going there and plot those out. And I maybe should have like a calendar, a sales calendar of like all of the days that those thrift stores are having their like half price tags or special events, which I know there's some coming up for Black Friday, which will be good. But again, I know just from thrifting, some days you're gonna crush it, some days are gonna be okay, some days are gonna be like nothing. And then you saw in this video, I went to the bins, did like okay, but then went to my normal thrift store just to see, and I had the outerwear situation was like on point. I got that Fjallraven jacket, which I just listed. And also, I'm seeing now that I'm saying no to more products. I know some of you have commented that, like, it's okay to say no to stuff. And that's totally true. I totally see that. When I first got started, you see a brand that you like, you see a tag that you recognize, and you immediately go for it because it's recognizable, right? But, you know, of course, now we have all the knowledge of how much stuff's costing under our belt, and I'm okay passing things up. You know, I kind of had that FOMO in the beginning of like, if I don't pick it up, I might regret it later. Well, I'm seeing like that happens. That definitely happens. But what you don't want to do is pick up a bunch of stuff just because you like the tag and then have it sit around. Also, I'm learning a lot about the eternal battle of keeping all of your stuff organized. I really don't have a good solution for this yet. And I'm buying a lot of like hard goods, right? I'm buying a lot of electronics and stuff like that. And a lot of the organization systems online have to do with like storing clothes, which is a pretty simple solution, really. For me right now, I don't have enough clothes to do this yet. I plan on doing it once I grow a little bit more, but all my clothes are just hanging up right now on this rack because I don't have a ton yet. I know what people do is they have racks and then they put their clothes in either a poly mailer or like a clear bag, and then after they take the listing photos, they put like a little SKU on there, and then they line them all up in boxes, so you can literally have thousands and thousands of clothing items in boxes, like in a row
on shelves in your spot, right? And that makes sense to me for clothes. And like I said, eventually I'll get there. The clothes aren't the problem for me though, right? I have them all hung up. It's more of the different size items. Like I have a printer, I have that Panasonic transcriber, which I just sold, of course, like a CD player and all that stuff, DVD players. That's the stuff I find that's harder to find an organization system for, and I'm not really seeing a lot of stuff online that's a good solution for that. So I'm curious to see what you all think. Is the solution for that just clear bins and just stacking stuff in clear bins? Because that seems like really chaotic and messy, and pulling down like a heavy bin of like tons of electronics that are just like rubbing up against each other and all this. It seems like a weird, I don't know, it seems like not a great solution. So I'd love to hear what people are doing for those type of items, because that's something I'm definitely coming up against for sure. Also, another thing is the investment of all the overhead and the supplies, like all my shipping supplies, and like if you're gonna do services for cross-listing stuff, and just like if you are gonna have an organization system, you gotta buy all the boxes, you gotta buy racks. There's a lot of overhead associated with growing as a reseller. And I think in order to grow, you do need to take everything you're making and reinvest it so that you can continue to kind of grow. I think it's really hard for like a part-time person starting off, is what I'm learning, because you need all the stuff, You need shipping supplies, like I said, organization systems. All this stuff costs a lot of money, and it's definitely going to chew into your bottom line. But in the future, right, in the long run, you're going to have I spent like $80 on all that shipping stuff. I'm going to have that for like a while. I'm not going to run out anytime soon. So that's going to pay for itself, obviously. But in the short term, your bottom line gets damaged with your bottom line just takes a crazy hit. Having to pay for the initial overhead to really get a business kind of going. If you're gonna do it part-time, I recommend don't spend any money on any of that stuff and just use what you have, because the minute you start spending money on it, it's like you're losing money, And I know a lot of you watching this, you already know that, but yeah, I've taken the plunge now at this point where I'm hoping to grow. So I've just taken all the money, reinvested it, and it's hurt my bottom line, obviously, but I'm hoping that that's just going to give me dividends here in the near future. Another thing is, I need to try to find a way to get some items for free, but I haven't really tapped friends and family. A couple people have reached out and offered it, and I said yeah, great, I'll come get it. I just haven't pulled the trigger on meeting up with people and grabbing bags of clothes from them. And I think that's, moving forward, I'm definitely going to do that, right? I definitely want to follow up with people, get stuff for free, put the word out too with friends and family that I'm looking for stuff. If you have it, send it my way. I think there's a big market for, I don't even know, maybe ads in local papers. I don't know, or putting a word out somehow with people that to get to source items. There's got to be, I'm thinking about I know I talked about diversifying where you're getting your products. I think that's a big one that I still haven't tapped yet. It's just trying to get stuff for free, word of mouth, or for very low prices from just people that I know. All right, well, that's the manila folder. One last thing, if you want to hear the entire tape that was on that transcriber, if you want to hear the unedited director's cut of that tape, go ahead right now, down below, comment the word alloy, A-L-L-O-Y, in the comment section. If I get 5 comments at least, I will post a video with that tape in its entirety so you can all check that out. Okay, you can have it in the privacy of your own home. You can put it on. I'm not gonna see what you're doing when that tape is playing, okay? You can do whatever you want when that tape is playing. That's up to you. All I'm saying is, if you want to hear the unedited version of that tape that was in my Panasonic vintage transcriber, the tape where the guy's in the warehouse talking about all the different alloy stuff, the tape got crazy. He starts talking about Humvees and TNT. It's pretty cool. If that's something you're interested in, again, comment alloy down below in the comment section, at least 5, and I'll post a video with that whole tape in its entirety. I truly appreciate every single one of you and every single comment that you've left for me, and a like, and even just watching, supporting, even if you didn't like it. I just appreciate your time. I know it's valuable. Thank you for being here. If you have any suggestions for future videos or things that you want to see me do, please let me know, and share this video with someone who's into this kind of stuff, and I'll see you guys again next week. I'm doing that now, okay? And it's definitely weird.